N'Golo Kanté is one of the few players in football who is loved equally around the globe. His career starts from very humble beginnings, similar to his personality. He's well renowned for his quiet demeanour and composure on the pitch. More importantly, N'Golo Kanté has played a pivotal role in the midfield in every team he has ever played for. Even in his 30s, he shows no signs of slowing down, as evident from the performances he has put up at Euro 2024. Even though he doesn't play for a team in any of Europe's top 5 leagues anymore after struggling with injuries as well as problems off the pitch in the past few years, he left Chelsea in July 2023 in an unexpected move to join the Saudi League. And even though the move came as quite a shock, it was understandable why he might look to earn a life-changing contract in the twilight years of his career. Kanté put up 2 back-to-back man of the match performances at the start of Euro 2024 against Austria and the Netherlands. He provides defensive cover not just in his own half, but all over the pitch when the team presses higher up the field. A great anticipator of how the game is unfolding in front of him, Kanté has often been compared to the legendary Claude Makelele. Both of them have similar profiles and excel in the number 6 position. But is it time to question if Kanté might have even surpassed Makelele's quality on the pitch? Let's dig into the illustrious career of N'Golo Kanté and look at his rise from rags to riches. Kanté started out unlike most of the talented players we see today. He wasn't part of any elite youth setup in his younger days. As recently as 2013, he was still playing for Boulogne in the 3rd tier of French football. He then made a move to Caen and spent 2 more years playing while in France. In this period, he helped the club gain promotion to Ligue 1 before moving to England. In 2015, Leicester City's phenomenal scouting department discovered the short French midfielder punching above his weight in France. They signed him for €5 million while trying to set up a team that could survive the harsh Premier League blows. Leicester had barely survived relegation the previous year in the 2014-15 season. When he arrived in England, Kanté was hailed as one of the most down-to-earth players in the country. Even after getting a substantial raise in his salary compared to Caen, Kanté remained humble outside the pitch. Reports suggested that he found accommodation closer to the Leicester training ground and figured he didn't require a car to travel. He would simply jog to the training ground as part of his warm-up. This story warmed the hearts of many fans across the globe, as it was very relatable to the working class. This story still floats around whenever his name comes up. But a few years later, he denied this actually happened. However, a true story is when he got a small car in the form of a Mini Cooper, as it seemed rather practical to him. The flashy cars of most of his teammates and Premier League players felt like an unnecessary investment to him. You could tell Kanté was humble just through his playing style. He would come in, do his job, maybe crack a smile that was heartwarming to see, and repeat. Under Claudio Ranieri, Kanté announced himself to the world in his very first season in a top-tier league. He played alongside Danny Drinkwater in the center of a 4-4-2 formation. Kanté made 40 appearances for Leicester City that season, joint second highest with the goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel. Tasked with protecting the middle zone, Kanté would relentlessly run around the pitch without breaking a sweat. He wasn't required to do anything fancy in the build-up. The goal output for Leicester would come from elsewhere. That is a major reason why Kanté wasn't held in as high a regard as he deserved to be. He played box to box and would often make crucial interceptions and tackle higher up the pitch to start counterattacks. In the 2015-16 season, Kanté was the quiet engine that was instrumental in Leicester's Premier League title-winning campaign. In 37 appearances, Kanté made 175 tackles and 157 interceptions. These numbers comfortably put him on the top of the leaderboard by some margin. This man would never seem to get tired of running around the pitch while making crucial defensive contributions to cement victories. Steve Walsh, the head of recruitment at Leicester City at the time, was responsible for bringing him to the club. He said that having Kanté in the Leicester team made it seem like Danny Drinkwater would play in the middle with Kanté playing on either side of him. It was almost like playing with an extra player in the side. Even Sir Alex Ferguson stated that N'Golo Kanté was the best player in the league at one point. The relentlessness with which he played in the middle also allowed Leicester City to maintain a compact structure. This would prove difficult for teams to play against them as they would often get squeezed out of possession. After a miraculous end to the season, Leicester City famously lifted the Premier League trophy, and N'Golo Kanté was named as the club's player of the season. He was also named in the PFA as well as the Premier League team of the season. The latter half of the season also saw Kanté getting called up for France. Under Didier Deschamps, Kanté would thrive in a double pivot role at the base of midfield. Often paired alongside Paul Pogba, the dynamic duo complemented each other's qualities very well on the pitch. The summer transfer window in 2016 saw many departures from the stunning Leicester City squad. Chelsea were adamant and ended up signing Kanté for €32 million, 6 times the price Leicester had paid just a year ago. But even then, it would prove to be a bargain for Chelsea over the following seasons, as Kanté seemed to be worth his weight in gold. Under Antonio Conte's reign, N'Golo Kanté was deployed in a two-man partnership in the centre with Matic. He had a similar box-to-box role, but with the added responsibility of carrying the ball forward too. This new responsibility increased his in-game contributions as he started racking up more key passes and breaking the lines. We were witnessing an even more complete midfielder than previous campaigns. As Chelsea played a slightly more possession-based game than Leicester, the defensive numbers were bound to be lower. Kanté still managed 127 tackles and 82 interceptions in just 35 appearances. Chelsea won the Premier League title, and once again, N'Golo Kanté was pivotal for their success. He was given the PFA Player of the Year award and the Premier League Player of the Season award as well. The very next year, in 2017-18, Kanté won the FA Cup with Chelsea. He put up a man-of-the-match performance in the final against Manchester United. Chelsea's supporters showed their appreciation by naming him the club's Player of the Season. In July 2018, Maurizio Sarri was then named as Chelsea's new manager. He brought in Jorginho from Napoli to play in the deepest midfield role. Kanté was deployed in a relatively advanced position in a midfield three. This was met with huge debates amongst supporters and media alike, as they felt Kanté would be underutilized if he didn't play deeper. But Kanté would exceed expectations once again. Sarri ball was all about possession and patient build-up. Kanté was tasked with utilizing his defensive know-how higher up the pitch to win possession back instantly after losing it. Although his attacking qualities required some polishing, Kanté still managed 4 goals and 4 assists across the league under Sarri. In 2019, Frank Lampard came in to lead Chelsea forward. Under Lampard, Kanté was again deployed a little bit further up the pitch rather than in his conventional deeper role. He was instrumental in breaking up attacks in a high-pressing structure. He faced injury problems in 2019-20, which limited his league appearances to just 22 for the season. But whenever he was fit, he would easily adapt to any role that would be asked for him to play. Lampard mentions that even though Kanté was the best destroyer in the world, a lot of his attacking and technical qualities remained underrated. Kanté was capable of carrying the ball up the pitch and even making line-breaking passes too. He would make darting runs into the final third, often helping overload the box. Even if his end product in terms of goals wasn't very polished, his decoy runs would help Chelsea attackers find space up top. Thomas Tuchel was able to get the best out of an evolved and complete Kanté by using his defensive acumen up the pitch as well as sitting back. In 2021, Tuchel joined mid-season and Chelsea set up in a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 formation. Kanté showed some of his relentless qualities reminiscent of his Leicester days, combined with the experience and intelligence he had accumulated over the years. He was pivotal in Chelsea's Champions League run in 2021 and was also named the UEFA Midfielder of the Season. He put up a man-of-the-match performance against Pep City in the Champions League final. The quality on the ball he would display was unlike what most destroyer profiles possess. It became hard to pinpoint what his best role and attributes were, since he seemed to play top-notch wherever he would play. Kanté was crucial in the national team setup for their 2018 World Cup campaign. He would protect the back four with his constantly impressive tackling and interceptions. This also allowed his midfield pivot partner, Paul Pogba, to venture further up the field and play with fewer defensive responsibilities. During this World Cup, Kanté was crucial in breaking up the opposition's play and structure. France went on to lift the biggest trophy in football, and Kanté would continue to help his national side become a relentless force for years to come. In Euro 2024, nobody expected Kanté to be up to his usual standards ever since his move to Saudi Arabia in the summer of 2023. But once again, he proved exactly why he should be considered one of the very best defensive midfielders in the world. He couldn't influence the game too much against Spain in the semi-final, and France inevitably crashed out of the tournament. But if you look at his career development over the years and how well he has fit into every role given to him, it's almost otherworldly how consistently great he has been. When we talk about game changers, we usually think of goal scorers, but Conte is one of the best game changers even from the deeper role he plays. He has the big game traits that make him immensely valuable for any team. The defensive side of his game is well appreciated across the board, but we need to praise his ability to play higher up the pitch as well. Ball carrying, switching play, breaking counters in the final third, N'Golo Conte has been one of the greatest midfielders to ever play the game. But do you agree with this? Can you name a better defensive midfielder than Conte from this generation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.